Hi, this is Antoinette Adams of Let's Talk. Today, I would like to touch upon the subject of something that is really serious. It is the overturning of Roe versus Wade. A friend of mine called me the other day and said that she was very concerned over this topic and we needed to discuss it. So I asked her, do you really know what Roe versus Wade was about? Because I know it gave us the legal right to have an abortion, but do you really know the history behind it? And do you know why it was overturned? Okay, so we're going to discuss a little bit about the history of why abortion was made illegal, then made legal, and then made illegal. So, from my understanding, and I'm going to refer to my notes here, so forgive me if you see me looking down, but according to history, in the late 19th century, abortion was legal in the United States. Okay? And then in the 1820s, because of the sale of dangerous drugs and the way that they were inducing abortion with the techniques that they were using, abortion was then frowned upon because it was endangering women. So it was considered to be an adverse situation. So in the 1950s, the American Medical Association was established, and they criminalized the act of abortion, and they held doctors accountable for these acts. So we also found out that due to the declining population of American born Protestant women and the increase in immigration or immigrants, that was also looked upon, and they wanted an increase of more American born Protestant women so that there would be a balance. And then in the 1860s, they found out that the Catholic Church banned abortion at all stages of pregnancy. So, with that being said, that took place in the 1800s all the way through to the 1960s, and women had to go and get abortions done illegally. So now we come to into the mid 1960s, early to mid 1960s, where there is the women's right movement, and there were many court cases involving contraceptives and the rights that women had to have an abortion. It was brought up several times. In 1965, the U.S. Supreme Court then turned around and banned the law that says that birth control could not be given to married couples. And in 1972, the Supreme Court struck down a law prohibiting the distribution of contraceptives to unmarried adults. Meanwhile, in the 70s, Hawaii was the first state to actually legalize abortion, as well as New York City, or I should say New York State, Alaska, and then Washington followed suit. So now we come to where we meet Miss Jane Roe, which her name wasn't really Jane Roe, it was Norma McCorvey, who was a Texas woman in her early 20s that sought after getting a legal abortion and she couldn't afford it. Now, to get a legal abortion at that time, you had to actually leave the United States to get an abortion. And because she was in an impoverished situation, she was unable to do that. And so she was directed to go to two female lawyers who turned around and took her case, and they sought after a hearing to have abortions legalized so that Miss McCorvey, who's also known as Roe, could go and get this abortion. But during the time frame that she was pregnant, uh, it was several months that passed, and Miss McCorvey actually had the child, and she gave it up for adoption. Afterwards, the judge in the Supreme Court found that in the 14th Amendment, which is a Privacy Act, that we had, or they gave us the right to sought after and get legal abortions done here in the United States. So, with that being said, we are now here in 2022, and now that has been overturned. Now, the reason why it's been overturned, I'm thinking it's the same reason they did it years ago. In, I think it was the 1800s, is that there's a decline in a certain population. Not sure. I'm neither for or against abortion. I am more concerned about the legal rights to our privacy and the legal rights to what we do with our bodies. And here they're saying that the 14th Amendment has been thrown out, it seems like, because earlier the 14th Amendment was used to say that we had the right to our privacy and the legal right to determine what women could do with our bodies as far as a pregnancy. Now, from my understanding, that has been overturned and thrown out. I don't know what, if you're, what, this is, for me, it's concerning and it's very scary. But from my understanding, that legal right has been thrown out. So I looked it up on the website on under states and what the legal right is under my state. And in the state of Virginia, we are allowed to have a legal abortion up to 25 weeks. If I were anybody who was in a situation like that and I was sorting out medical advice on an abortion, I would find out my state laws, and I will include that link below. So tell me what your thoughts are on this, because I'm kind of scared and I'm kind of concerned, and I just want to know what you think. So please hit the like button, subscribe, and let me know your thoughts below. Thank you. Hope to hear from you soon. Bye.